Okay, you just completed your presentation on how Roxy is used in online panel and to really engage a certain type of audience, to get product research and really look at trends. Tell me about the Alpha Girl and what kind of difference they're making in the marketing of Roxy.
Well, the alpha girl is a very, very specific type of girl, so that's why we went to such great lengths to go out and search for this girl. And I think for any brand, it's just really important to have their approval because they are this unique, like, kind of like sexy, like group that really doesn't give their approval to anyone. So even if it is really only 1% of the people that actually buy your product on a day-to-day basis, it's still really important for you to have their approval and have them kind of see your brand in a positive light. So we really wanted to start there and kind of work with them and see that, you know, we value their opinion and kind of gain deeper insight from them.
What kind of impact has that made in marketing?
Well, it's awesome because we have this connection now to this group of girls that, you know, is kind of everywhere and really is cutting edge. So the trends that we find out from them are trends that are maybe like a little bit ahead too. So it's nice for us that we can kind of catch on things like earlier than a few people. So for example, Twilight, we found out about that probably a year and a half to 2 years before it blew up.
Tell me about that.
Our head of marketing is like kicking herself in the head because we found out about it early on and look what happened, obviously. But things like that that pop up that you kind of hear about early on because this is a specific group are really cool.
Okay.
So.
What's an example of some of the insights that have made its way into the experience?
Well, you mean the actual experience of our products,
Or like what the end product is like, or how they order.
A lot of things with colors. If the girls are really feeling like a specific color, then that really helps. Or a lot of times it's more of a situation where they either bring up an idea that, you know, we hadn't thought, like even it could be like a social media plan or social marketing plan, like a venue that we would never think of. Or sometimes it's great because we get backup from the girls. So if a designer is looking to create say a pair of blue leggings, but she's getting some, you know, resistance in the design department, she can test it on the style squad, and if it comes back positively, then it might push an idea through. Or, you know, conversely, if it comes back negatively, then she'd realize that maybe it wasn't the best idea and she might have to rethink it or just fight really hard for it. So one of the two.
If the panelists look at Roxy as like a leader in design, do they sometimes think, well, heck, if you think it's great, if your designers think it's great, I'm going to like it? Like, how do you try to ferret out that type of thinking where they accept you as the leader?
You know, we actually are totally okay with them like having their own opinion and, you know, fighting us on things and things like that. We're not necessarily, while we do want to have these girls become brand ambassadors, we invite the girls that we find out on the street as much as the ones that we find in the Roxy store that were already a diehard Roxy fan. So,
do you have any though that are such fans that they just, like, if they didn't really like blue leggings, they would just say that they did because you said they?
Yes, we do have to be careful about those type of girls. So I think Brian mentioned earlier that there is a way to, you know, track panelists. So if we realize that they're too like overtly like Roxy obsessed and Roxy love and all that kind of stuff, then we just have to be really careful, you know, because you don't, at the same time, you don't want to kick them out of the panel. But on specific surveys, you might not want to include them, or just be careful of the responses that you pull from them, those type of things.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.